how long I held that?
You did. I don't understand why.
Well, just see if I could.
Oh, just a challenge? You just challenge yourself every once in a while?
I think I have the world's worst singing voice ever.
No, not the worst. I mean, that note was all right.
Yeah, that note, though. If I try to put a word in that note, done, gone.
You know what I've had stuck in my head in the last couple of days after doing a bunch of editing of the podcast last week? A silly willy kiss from a rose. Oh, baby.
You know what I've got stuck in my head?
Constantly.
Well, yeah, because roses are blue.
Yeah, the roses are blue.
God.
Diamonds are true.
He didn't get one word right.
I think
Seal changed all the words.
He named baby.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. That's what you should say. Is Seal.
Seal changed all of his words.
Well,
yeah.
You know, Seal's more of a poet, I guess, than Miggy Meat Sweats.
I guess there's a blue rose out there somewhere.
Who knows? So things are different in Paducah.
I look at Facebook a lot.
Yeah.
You know what's stuck in my head right now?
What?
There once was a ship that went to sea. Remember that song? It's everywhere on Facebook.
Why?
Because people there's a million apps that like make your pictures come to life, and that's the song they use in fucking all of them.
Yeah, I ain't even seen it. You got a different Facebook than me. Is it older people doing it or younger people?
No, it's brand new.
No, I know, but I mean the people that are reposting
Younger.
Younger? Huh.
Well, they're mostly ads and TikTok advertisements and shit like that.
I guess I just zoned through those so quick I don't pay attention to them.
Yeah, I'm really upset that TikTok doesn't show porn anymore.
TikTok's has a bunch of those dumb fucking songs where they're the only time I've ever heard them was through a TikTok thing, and they play them over and over again. Or what's that dumb fucking band that was like a ska band back in the late 90s, early 2000s? They had the Walking on Sunshine song, or whatever the fuck it was called.
Katrina and the Waves?
No, I'm totally butchering everything right now.
Oh.
Hey, Now You're an All-Star?
Smash Mouth.
Yeah, that one. They have some stupid song on TikTok that you hear all the fucking time. It drives me nuts because I hate Smash Mouth. Dude looks like the dude that makes burgers. I have no interest in that fella.
He's like a Fred Durst.
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck him.
You got a lot of those Facebook things where somebody's eyes and mouth are spinning around and they'll send you $100 if you can hit stop and put their face back together?
I don't know. I've never seen that.
They're everywhere.
How do you get you got a different, well, we all got different algorithms, I guess. You know what I mean?
But it's like there'll be like a guy and his eyes and mouth will be spinning around on his picture and you have to hit stop right when they get to where they are. I'll send you $100. I'll cash app you $100 if you put my face back together and take a snapshot of it, a screenshot, and send it to me.
You know what? Because that's probably some kind of scam.
It's impossible to do.
Well, that's what I mean. It's probably some kind of scam, and it might be an age thing. They go, old people fall for...
These are young people.
No, it doesn't matter. They know old people fall for this kind of thing. So they're 55 and above, and then you fucking try to do it, and you do that, and then you got to give them your password. Next thing you know, you got some fucking old fuck you're friends with at work who's messaging you going, hey, Jason... And you know that it's just a bot that stole his shit. You know what I mean? Because they would never talk to me. That's what I mean. I think that it's marketed to people that would actually do that. And you're not one of the people that would do that. Maybe
no, I don't.
You might fall for it once, but
I don't respond to any of that shit.
You're not JP. You're not going to fall for all of them.
No.
But either way, maybe it's done by age. You know, you're 55 and plus, get these kind of advertisements because this is who they're going to click. You know, and maybe my age, 41, is going to get some other stupid shit that I am probably going to click.
Yeah, the only time I click the videos sometime to watch videos, you know, there's a lot of UFC best knockouts ever, and it's always the same 10 knockouts. But
yeah, I've seen all of them, so I'm just not interested, I guess.
All right, so let me tell you.
Let me tell you something, brother.
It's been like 2 weeks since Butt Eater's been over, and I haven't cucked in over a month, so I'm on a little bit of I'm ready to.
So 2 weeks that's like a bad thing if you go without
it's actually
for
been
2 weeks?
It's actually been over 3.
What's your longest streak as an adult?
Since my divorce?
As an adult.
But the probably, longest since because then I was at a bar.
Yeah.
Since my divorce, the longest I've went without getting laid was about 4 months.
Dude, you do well. For old ugly fuck, not even like when you're old, obviously you've been an ugly fuck your whole life, and...
Thank you.
That's pretty good. That's not a long streak. Like I said, I've gone years. You know, and I know some of our friends have probably gone like 15 years. Like maybe
4
longer.
months is the longest.
Might be some 40-year-old virgins we hang out with, but either way, yeah, not bad.
Now that doesn't count the year and a half right after my divorce that I didn't want to. Mm-hmm. But when I started fucking again, the longest since is 4 months. And that's right when the cucks moved.
Oh, so you did go a year and a half.
I went a year and a half, but that was by choice. I didn't want to.
No, that's fine. That's still part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing is your sex drive's so much different than mine, too.
Mine's high.
Yeah, yeah, I know. You're like just right under that rapist I knew.
Yeah, but I don't ever... they give it
Or
willingly.
no, the peeper. I remember the peeper having a conversation with me down in the trailer by the river, and he just looked at me in the eye and he goes, I got a really high sex drive. And I just went, I got to go home.
Yeah, but mine's not creepy.
No, it's not. Well, I mean, that's debatable.
I mean, it's creepy, but they come over for it. I don't go to bars and
it's
say
an
I gotta fuck an
acceptable
old lady.
Creepy. It's not a, outwardly creepy where I'm not going to have my kids around you creepy. It's, it's a different kind of creepy.
It's not like I have to have it. I just want it. And maybe it's right now because I have 3 or 4 that I have fun with doing it. Mm-hmm. I don't have to go out and look for it.
Yeah.
Just have to call one of them.
No, if you have that thing going on too, that's always a plus, obviously.
Yeah, the last time I had strange that I just met was about a year ago. I met her through a friend and banged her, and that ended up disastrous.
What do you mean you met her through a friend and you banged her? Like they said, hey, this is Tanya and she wants to bang?
No, I was at a bar with a friend.
Oh, okay.
And a few of his friends showed up.
Okay.
And one of them was this girl. We started drinking, doing shots. Next thing you know, hey, do you live around here? Yeah, I do. Let's, go over. So it was disastrous. I didn't enjoy it. The sex was fine. Mm-hmm. She wanted to spend the night. And
she wanted to cuddle?
didn't. No, I'm not saying she wanted to cuddle, but she absolutely wasn't in a hurry to get her clothes on and get the fuck out of there. And I'm not saying that...
Was she drunk?
At this point, no. I mean, we had got to the bar. We got to my house. We drank a little bit there, but then we fucked, and we weren't drinking the whole time we were fucking. And the fucking was fine.
Yeah, but it's not like it.
And it's not like
But, buddy, you're not fucking 3 hours, and sometimes it takes 3-4 hours for the drinking to wear off if you're drinking. You know what I mean?
She wasn't drunk.
You gave her a good half hour of your life. It's not like she's sobered up in that half hour. Your dick don't have some magic sober pill.
I gave her an hour or so.
Oh, good for you.
But the thing about it was, I'm not...
What, are you shooting a porn an hour?
Well, there was a good 35, 40 minutes of oral.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
I have to have the oral. I'm very oral. Didn't eat her butt, though.
Well, she's a stranger.
And she didn't shower or bathe before we fucking played around. So
she might not have shower bathed in, 3
years.
Stink,
but I wasn't risking the butt sweat.
Was she Korean? They don't stink.
No, she's white. So anyway, it's not that I'm a dick.
Their teeth do.
And I want you to come over and fuck me and then get the fuck out. I'm not that guy. Mm-hmm. But to me, spending the night and cuddling constitutes romantic. And I don't want to be romantic with anybody.
I don't know if spending the night does. Cuddling definitely does, though.
It does.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling if we were laying in bed, like we turned a movie on afterwards, and she rested her head on the chest, and I'm like, well, I don't want it to...
Get your head off my chest.
I just don't want anybody to misconstrue the fact that it's going to turn into, hey, you want to have dinner next week? Because I don't want that.
Well, then you just say no. You can't have a head on your chest for an hour?
I mean,
you're getting all weird, you psycho?
No, the head was on my chest for about 20 minutes, and then I came up with a good excuse. Oh, I got to pee or something. Yeah. And then I went and peed and came back and kind of kept the distance a little. And I'm not being a dick. I'm not using anybody.
Moderately.
But I'm not using anybody. Yeah. I tell everybody up front what I'm looking for in life right now, and if you choose to go forward with it, that's on you.
Yeah, I don't think always a cuddle is also a lifetime commitment or anything.
No, but a cuddle and spending the night and knowing I was off the next day. Hey, what do you want to do today? I think I was just...
Yeah, that once you get to the, hey, what do you want to do today? Then it's a little bit different.
Yeah. Story. She ended up staying probably 3-4 hours after the act. Mm-hmm. So I had no choice but to repeat the act. Because...
Well, you put the time in at this point.
Well, and I got horny again. She's laying there. She's naked. And I got horny again, so we repeated the act again. Mm-hmm. But then after we repeated the act again, here comes the head again. You know what I'm saying? The head on the chest thing again. Yeah. I don't want every girl, the 4 girls that I play around with, know what I want because they want the same. Mm-hmm. They just want a fun buddy to drink with, have some sex, have a good time, see you, have a good life. I'll see you in a month or 2 weeks. I don't want to misconstrue that. I don't want any girl to think, well, I like him. Maybe he likes me. No, I don't. Mm-hmm. I don't like you. I do like you, but I don't like you like you.
I don't want to like anybody.
I don't want to like anybody. And I think as long as I'm up front, then I'm never the asshole. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I guess. I guess it's an honest way to go about things.
I've always been honest.
I mean, besides when you tell them they're pretty.
I tell them they're pretty.
Yeah, but some of them aren't.
But in the well, I don't lie.
Oh, okay, I get you.
I don't tell an ugly girl she's pretty. I'm not a hypocrite.
So you're just like, hey, ugly bitch, let's go.
No, I don't say that. Just drink and party and, hey, what are you doing? Let's get fucked up. Because what I always do, and I do this with everybody, but not in the same context. If I'm hanging out with a girl and I think it could turn sexual, I'll steer the conversation there in a joking way. And if they engage in that conversation back at me, it usually means that they're open to the idea.
Yeah, you will. But not only will you do that, you'll do that within the first 5 minutes of meeting someone.
Exactly right. But most of the time with you, with most people I meet and do it with, it's in a joking manner because that's just what I talk about.
You're right. Yeah, you're consistent. I'll if nothing else, you're consistent because you talk about the same thing when you're around all the guys too.
Exactly.
So,
but like I said, since that year and a half of where I didn't want to, it's been 4 months, and it's not like I start to go crazy. Oh my God, I need some pussy. I need pussy. I don't do that. I just jerk off more.
Yeah.
But I don't like to go that long. I like to go 3-4 weeks on a long stretch.
So what? So that's where you're at right now, and that's where you started this story. So what are we talking about?
It means I think I'm going to have to pick up the phone.
Oh, yeah.
And make some calls. Yeah, it's weird because with these people, the 4 people that I'm friends with, including the cuck, the calls go back and forth. You know, when you're horny, you call, blah, blah, blah.
Even the cuck, like you call her or you call.
I never call them.
Hey, you want to cuck?
No, them I never call.
Okay.
I wait
that's
for them
what
to call.
I thought.
Yeah, I have the number. I never, ever use it unless... Because I think that's overstepping the line. You know, it's their fantasy. They want a dick in. So, you know,
yeah.
It's for them, not me.
Just send her a random dick pic every once in a while. Like, it's just like a hint.
Little do they know I get as much out of it as they do.
Well, little do they know. I'm pretty sure they know.
Yeah, but they think, you know, hey, we're living this fantasy. I think the way they kind of look at it is, hey, we got this. This makes everything so hot. We really don't give a fuck what he gets out of it. Well, I'll tell you what I get out of it. I get to come over and bang your old lady while you sit there and look at it.
Yeah, it's weird, but yeah.
It is. It's not weird. No, it's not. But yeah, so it's been a few weeks now. I think I'm going to have to pick up the phone and make a phone call.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, I can control my urges, and I don't really. It's never a need for me. But I like to stay active.
Now, when you say control my urges, it really does make you sound like a rapist.
No, I don't mean that. I mean, like a lot of guys that have regular sex, if they don't get it, they'll go to a bar and pick up anybody. They'll,
Oh, okay, I got what you're saying.
I don't do that.
Nah.
Too
much effort.
Too much fucking potential drama.
That too.
I don't want drama.
Speaking of drama, well, we don't have any drama, but we do got an email. We all know who fucking wrote in, because who else is going to write in? Let's be fucking honest.
Oh, before you read that email.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, where I was getting with this story is, sometimes I look at these fucking swinger sites and all that, and I come up with these really fucked up ads. Well, I found one today that's real fucked up. I was looking for stuff for the show, and I found this, and I said, my God, what the fuck's wrong with people? People post these ads and these fucking things, and half the time, they're probably fake people, whatnot. But this one is probably the weirdest fucking ad I've ever read. Now, I've read ads that said, I want to drink pee and stuff like that, but listen to this twisted fuck. Now, this guy could live in your neighborhood.
I hope he does.
This is a 47-year-old man in northern Kentucky. The title of the ad says, I will be standing outside naked in the woods holding onto a tree with my legs spread. Then he goes on to say,
Sup, Kev?
Hot, steamy play, walk up on me like that and grab me hard until you get a hard on. Rub your hands between my legs, grab both of them so I know you own me. Spread my cheeks, degrading me while you call me filthy names like bitch, and tell me what needs to be done to be a submissive. All I want is for you to tell me where it is, use me however you want, and then go. Now, this guy's advertising for whoever the fuck wants to come to the middle of the woods. He'll be naked, grabbing onto a tree. Come up behind me, call me shitty names, butt fuck me, and then leave.
That guy's cool.
Besides the fucking disease factor, how about the guy that wants to really take it one step further and beat you in the head with a fucking brick? How about that fucking guy?
That guy's extra cool.
What the fuck is wrong with people?
Well, a lot.
A lot.
Why's he got to hug a tree? Is he a hippie?
He's going to be in the middle of the woods. He doesn't want to see your face. He wants you to walk up behind him, start degrading him, and butt fuck him, and then leave.
Against the tree, man. So is he naked?
He said he'd be naked. Yeah.
Because when you're, depending on the tree, he's got to find a smooth tree. Because otherwise, the force from the butt fucking and you go up against the, what's that called? The skin of the tree.
The bark?
Yeah, the bark. God, I'm retarded. The bark of the tree, that really would hurt.
Well, maybe he hunches the butt out, but the whole point is...
Well, then his face. He said he's hugging a fucking tree, man.
It could be the kid from Mask, for all he gives a shit about. It could be a fucking axe murderer. It could be a fucking totally homeless guy. Anyone with a dick, come up behind me, grab me, and butt fuck me against this tree. Is that me?
Of course it was you. Come on. Well, it might have been me.
What
I don't think that. Bullshit. It was you.
So, what the fuck is wrong with people?
Yeah, mine's definitely on mute. Like I said, a lot's wrong with people. That particular guy, I'm guessing his dad didn't hug him enough. Something of that nature.
He's a married guy.
Married guy. It says he's married to a man or a woman.
It says married, white, bi male.
Okay, so he's married to a chick. So that's what it is. So that's why he doesn't want to see anything. What if his brother-in-law takes him up on that?
He's looking for anybody 18 to 79 years old.
You don't want that 80-year-old dick, huh? Like a 79-year-old dick in the woods straddling a tree, no issues.
He doesn't care
but
if you're
once that dick becomes 80, fuck that dick.
You know what I'd do if I was 80? I'd lie and say I was 79.
Yeah, prove it, motherfucker.
Yeah. But it could be a fat, stinky guy.
Does he check IDs at the tree?
He doesn't look.
Yeah.
He holds the tree, you come fucking push him around, call him a bitch, spread his ass cheeks and fuck him and then leave. That's all he wants. And he doesn't say anything about condom. He wants you to go bareback, raw dog. What if you're a guy with fucking AIDS? He doesn't give a fuck.
He's really lucky that super duper homeless people can't read. Because
they have some have phones, and a lot of them live in the woods.
But they don't know how to read. So they'll be, because they're super duper homeless, they're fucking morons, and they can't read. All they can do is ask you for a quarter. God, I'm mean to the homeless. I don't mean that.
I just, these things crack me up because this could be a guy who we know.
Probably is a guy we know.
I just want to hold on to a tree while someone calls me a bitch and butt fucks me. And then
this guy was the other day, he called me and he was basically telling me about all of his issues. And I think he's the kind of guy that might butt fuck someone in the forest.
Duh.
I know, Alex. Yeah, we said a tree. A tree. Yeah, you can put it anywhere. He's in for it. You heard him.
Wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be funny, though, to respond to that ad? Tell him a set of woods just to go to see if we knew him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could see walking in there and being hairy guy. Holding on to a tree.
You think hairy guy's going
to
hold
on to
a tree?
I'd throw darts at his ass.
Oh, shit.
I'd probably get him off.
Last time I talked to hairy guy.
Hey, I think I'll go play some steel tip, then maybe suck a couple of dicks.
He might.
Let's get to the email.
Yeah. Speaking of fucking hairy guy, here's our boy. We really do like him. I know you guys. It probably doesn't seem that way.
Email.
Hey.
Hairy guy.
Oh, man, that's all fucked up. Let me fix my screen real quick. For those of you who don't give a fuck, because all you do is listen, why don't you go watch one of our shows? That show last week with Paducah Hookah, that's a good one to watch on YouTube. If you've never watched our YouTube, start fucking there. It was a great one. You can see my big, dumb, fat, sweaty face the whole time because I'm drunk and retarded. Matt, you could tell, had a nice, good buzz on. His eyes were very red. There's a fucking dragonfly going across the room that might kill somebody. All right, anyways, let's read some emails.
Or an email.
Let's read an email. Fucking, you know what? We need some emails.
We do.
Why don't people write us?
I don't know.
We're really not liked, I guess.
No, it's not liked. It's just they don't want to put the effort out. A lot of people come up every week and tell me, quote the show, hey, it was funny, blah, blah, blah. But they won't write in.
Yeah, I don't get it. You can use a fake name.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck if I know who you are.
Yeah, really. Anyways, that hairy guy, he wrote in because he's the fucking man. As much as he's a douchebag that plays darts and don't get laid, he's still the fucking man. Hey, titty twisters. Few things from last week's episode. I absolutely pissed my pants laughing at the steel tip animation. Funny shit.
What an animation, buddy.
Also, I didn't realize that some of my favorite songs were actually stolen from Paducah Hookah. My fuck you goes out to the record label companies that stole their jams, and he's right. That is fucked up, the amount of hit songs that they have that were viciously stolen.
They should have done a Suge Knight and went to Seal, hung him out a window.
Yeah.
Fucking give me the rights to that. Give me some money. But they didn't do any of that.
I
Miggy's a pacifist, and so is Adam. I'm sorry.
Chuckle Salisbury.
Chuck Salisbury.
Yeah, Chuck Salisbury is definitely a pacifist. And Mickey Meat Sweats, he just,
yeah,
he's just not going to get into it. All right, when's the next contest between you two to see who has to do whatever is agreed upon? I've got this Jeopardy trivia maze, and I don't want to let it go to waste. What's he talking about for Jeopardy? I thought Scott Van Pelt was doing our next one.
You said he was?
Yeah, you ought to be our third one there. You better think of another challenge there, hairy guy. Yeah, we got SVP doing ours.
I think we should dye our beards.
Dye our beards?
Yeah.
You barely got a beard. You got...
It would look pretty funny if it was rainbow colored, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd look better, though. You have to grow a full beard if you were going to do it.
I can grow a full beard.
Well, then why don't you?
All right. Doesn't take long.
I know the reason you don't, because it's full gray, but if it's dyed, it don't matter. Gray's easy to dye.
Yeah.
I'll dye my beard. I fucking hate it. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But that's kind of the point.
Yeah, it's exactly the point.
But I'm not doing some other things we've talked about. What was the things that you wanted to do that I wouldn't do? It wasn't shave our heads. I think you were more against that than I was.
And you didn't want to do a tattoo.
Oh, no. What do you mean? I already signed up for the tattoo. I just won.
Did we talk about another tattoo?
No, there's no other tattoo idea.
All we had, I think, was dyeing hair.
I'll shave the beard. I wouldn't shave the beard.
Oh.
Yeah, not shaving the beard. Not having a guess. I don't like it that much.
Pedo.
But either way, Harry Guy, if you come up with another contest, maybe I have two other people to want to compete. Maybe we have the heavyweights compete on something. You know what I mean? We have Nate and Hap Mutson compete against each other over something, but I doubt either of them give enough shits to want to do something like that.
No, I don't think Matt would.
No. That depends on what it was, I guess.
The bet would be he had to cook his chicken all the way through.
Nah, he would never do that.
No, he wouldn't do that. No, fuck you. I ain't doing it.
Yeah. Anyways, have you guys ever called crap game out and the girl just isn't attractive to anyone else except you? First, let's explain this for people that aren't in the gambling industry. Crap game. You're on a craps table. You're on a craps table usually with 3 or 4 other dudes, maybe some chicks, but even those girls are so used to us at this point.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck. So you can be
they have the same sense of humor for the most part.
You can be an obnoxious bitch, to everybody, and no one seems to care. But anyway, so when a lovely lady walks by or a girl you find attractive, you don't want to just yell, "Hey, hot girl," because that's fucked up. So you have a little code word. The code word is crap game. So the good-looking lady walks by, yell crap game. I've even heard girls participate with each other. They call it stick man, I've heard. That's kind of funny. Good-looking guy walks by, a girl yells stick man.
They want to see a stick.
They want to see his dick. But either way, that's
dick.
That's the way to let everybody else know to look. A lot of the customers even know. They'll call crap game out, or they at least know what they're looking for when we say it. And every single person has called one out on a girl that ended up not being attractive when you got closer, or just no one else thought she was hot.
But see, the main difference between me and you and most other guys are calling crap game when the girl is fucking stunning, out of this world. To me, I call crap game when I will fuck you with no needed alcohol to entice me. I will fuck you right now.
Yes.
And I don't need to be drunk to do it.
Yeah, no, I don't believe
that's what I consider crap game.
I don't consider that a crap game. And like you just said, I think you're maybe the only one I know that you and
I like to bend the rules.
And we had another friend, Brendan, that used to do it anytime like a 15-year-old would walk by. But anyhow. What?
Nothing.
Too soon?
Maybe.
I don't give a fuck. Would you rather shit every time you sat down or give one super duper homeless man a hand job where he ejaculates into your palm? You don't have to do anything with it, but the load has to sit in your palm for an hour before you can wash up.
It'd burn all the way through my hand. And second of all, I don't, unlike you, hairy guy.
He looked like Jesus.
Yeah, unlike hairy guy, I don't pee sitting down. So every time I sit down, I plan on shitting. Does he mean like sitting on a couch? Or
Yeah, like anytime you sit down. So
I have to poop.
yeah, like if you were working and you sat down the sit box, you'd have to shit.
Oh, the urge would hit. I wouldn't shit my pants.
I think you'd shit your pants. I
Well,
mean,
then I'm jacking off a homeless guy.
Yeah, it just said, would you rather shit every time you sat down?
Yeah, I would jack
So
off a
not
homeless
want to
guy.
shit, you shit. Like
I'm
that
jerking him off then.
You don't got a choice, right?
You sit all the time. I sit in my car. I've been shitting in my car every fucking time I go somewhere.
That'd be a pain in the ass, wouldn't it?
And he said every time you sit down. So let's say hypothetically, I sit in my car, I shit my pants, I go clean myself up, sit back down, I shit again. It's a fucking no-brainer. Horrible question.
Not a horrible question, but there'd be a lot of changes that you would need to be making.
You'd wear diapers?
Well, or a lot of standing. I mean, you're just doing a lot of standing.
Can't drive standing up.
And you have to...
Can't eat standing up. Well, you can, but who wants to?
No one wants to. You cannot drive, but I'd invest in a really fast Segway. So I can stand the whole time. Maybe some kind of scooter.
I'm jacking off Bobo.
Maybe some kind of scooter gets me
And
from
he
place
says
to
all
place.
I got to do is hold the load in my hand for an hour. Mm-hmm. That load's going to dry up. I'll blow it off there.
Yeah.
I don't want Bobo's load in my hand, but
It's not drying up in an hour.
I'm not going to fucking shit my pants every time I sit down. No fucking way. Nobody would. Everybody's jacking off Bobo.
I imagine hobos have littler loads, too. Because
Dust.
they just don't. Yeah, for one thing, they're always jerking off. You know, everybody knows that about a homeless person. They're always jerking off.
And they drink so much alcohol, it's probably a real thin load. Probably just fall
That's what I mean.
off.
And then they don't get any real nutrients. I mean, they live off of like cigarette butts and alcohol.
Yeah.
So, I mean, your load just has nothing in it. You know, they're not eating a bunch of celery. I can tell you that.
No, they're definitely not eating
You know,
pineapples.
those country hobos maybe out there eating grass. Maybe they have some big loads. But, you know, if you get your typical, city dweller homeless fella.
Yeah, I'm jacking them off.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to jerk them off too.
Well, you would have to.
Segways are just too much.
I mean, my God, you lay down to go to bed, you're shitting your pants. You shit in the bed.
He said sit down, not lay down. There might be a caveat there, but I'm not positive.
Think of how often you sit down, man.
Oh, yeah. But you'd have to change your lifestyle.
Yeah, but...
We'd have a standing podcast.
Well, of course we would. I'm jacking off Bobo.
Or would you just become like immune to just...
But everybody around you wouldn't be immune. You'd be like, oh, here comes the guy who's going to shit his pants when he sits down.
How about if you put a time limit on it? If you go a week, like, all right, you can either for a week, every time you sit down, you shit or jerk off a homeless guy. You think you could do a week?
No, I'm jacking off Bobo.
I think I'm doing the week.
I don't think you could go a week without sitting down.
No, I'm going to shit my pants a few times.
A lot of times.
It's just, either a lot of times, but it's only a week. That sucks.
I mean, you wake up in the morning, you're going to stand around all day?
No, I'm going to go take a shit. I
And
got to
then you're
shit
gonna
anyways
take
when I
your-
wake up.
Then you're going to take your kid to school and you're going to shit your pants on the way there. Then you're going to come home and you're going to be standing there watching TV all day. You're going to get tired. You're going to need to sit down.
I don't have to take my kid to school. I take him to the bus stop. I can walk. That's fine.
I'm jacking Bobo off.
Doing a lot of standing.
Yeah, no, not me.
I'm buying like a contraption where I can just put my arms like that and hang.
No,
So
not me.
I feel like I can relax that way, right?
The hand job's 5 minutes of my life. And 5 minutes in an hour, holding the load.
I don't know. It might take a homeless guy a long time to get off.
Well, it might. It's still one hand job, and I'm not pooping in my pants.
All right, man. I see your argument. Anyways, that's all the hairy guy had to offer us this week.
I think a lot of homeless guys are named Daryl or Randy.
Yeah, those are pretty homeless names.
They are,
I
aren't
don't
they?
disagree with that.
Daryl or Randy.
Take care of yourself and each other, which is a shout out to who?
Fucking Jerry Springer.
Yes, Cincinnati legend Jerry Springer used
Wait,
to say
that's
that.
the whole email?
That's the whole. I mean, he asked us 3 fucking questions, and then talked about some Paducah hookah.
I wonder what he's doing tonight.
Oh, hairy guy?
Yeah.
Well, he only really does one thing, as far as I know, which is
Hey, I think I'll go play some steel tip, then maybe suck a couple of dicks.
All right. Have a good time.
Yeah, I figured that's what he was up to. I mean, I guess we could ask him again.
I mean,
but-
to me, that was the biggest no-brainer ever.
which one?
The jacking off the homeless guy. I am pooping your pants every time you sit down. No. Because you know what? Poop your pants. If you sit down in front of me once and poop your pants, you are never going to forget it. I will remind you of it every day.
Yeah. I probably.
Imagine doing it every single time you sat down.
Well, once it became like a medical issue, though, and not just like you pooped your pants kind of issue.
If it's a medical issue, I'm still giving it to you.
Some guy dying over there in a corner of cancer and he shits himself, you're still laughing at him?
No, but you.
Me? What do you mean?
I know you. I don't know the guy with cancer.
Okay, if I'm dying of cancer sitting in the corner.
Well, no, then I won't rag.
That's what I mean. It's a medical thing. So if it's a medical thing, maybe I would care.
But Harry Guy didn't say, so you're dying of cancer.
Yeah, you're right. You're just fucking.
He just said every time you sit down, you shit your pants.
Just me over in the corner shitting myself.
I'm fucking doing this.
Jerking me off?
No, a Bobo.
Oh, on the hobo. I'm not getting into it like that. I'm definitely not making. Mine's going to be more.
The faster he comes, the quicker you're out of there.
Yeah, but you were like, I'm
not sucking it.
You were a second away. You were thinking about it with that face. In fact, I'm going to freeze that face, and I'm going to prove to everyone that you were thinking about sucking a homeless guy's dick.
I'm probably doing like you, like this.
Yeah.
But the whole point is when he gets ready to nut, you got to catch it.
Yeah.
Just hold it.
It's going to be like that.
The blood-shrieking fucking scream coming out of my fucking mouth is going to be... you know what cum is to me. It's poison.
You're not special. Stop it.
It's different for
me. No, it's not.
I really think I would have, like, nightmares about it for a long time.
Nightmares?
I really think it would fuck with me for the rest of my life. I think most people, you wash your hands, you sanitize them, you probably get over it. 2 weeks later, I'm still having flashbacks. And I'm looking at my hand all the time, and I'm going like this. Yeah, but I am jacking off Bobo. Harry Guy, thanks for the question.
Who's fucking Bobo? You keep on saying Bobo.
Sounds like a homeless guy's name.
Doesn't?
Hey, we got Dorothy and Bobo over there.
I thought it was Daryl and Randy.
Those are good homeless names, too. But Bobo, that's the guy who talks to himself.
Bobo.
Yeah, Bobo talks to himself, and
but
every
Bobo
now and then he'll come up with a quarter of a bucket of chicken that he found in a dumpster somewhere. Bobo's popular.
Yeah, we had a bum. I'm sure I've told the story on the podcast before, but we had a bum when we were living on Vine Street. He lived I don't know where he lived exactly, but he would just show up at our house and he'd be talking, and he'd just reach in his pocket and pull out like a cupcake. Like no wrapper on it, just like the icing just still in his pocket a little bit, some hairs on it. Just start eating the cupcake, put it back in his pocket. Like, he was fucking awesome.
That's so fucking gross.
Yeah, but he was a nice guy.
That came out of a dumpster.
He loved us, man. He'd show up at our door, we'd let him in the house, we'd drink with him all night, and then kick him out at the end.
You should give him food.
He didn't ask for food. He had cupcakes. He was good.
Yeah,
Dude,
good.
I don't even know if he was homeless. He'd show up every once in a while with beer. Like, he brought his own beer, and maybe he just seemed pretty homeless.
That's what those signs are for.
Yeah, but he would share. You know what I mean?
He would?
He'd come over with a 30-pack or a case of beer, and he'd give out the beers. So, I mean, you know.
What was his name? Daryl?
I don't remember his name.
Bobo?
He had a... I don't remember his name, but I remember he'd always talk about his girlfriend Freak-a-Leak. I don't remember... Yeah. Because, like, Miggy and them, they do, like, coke and shit with this guy.
And his name was Petey Pablo.
There was this other old man that used to show up every Monday night at the Mad Frog, because we lived above the Mad Frog.
Yeah.
And I think his name might have been Daryl, like, for real. But he looked like some, like, Bob Seger reject, right? And he would go up and do the open mic thing at Mad Frog and sing, like, old rock songs and shit with his guard. You got all into it. And then he'd come over our house with, like, an 8-ball every Monday night. You know, and split it between the guys and him. I never liked coke, so I never did it. But I hung out with all them while they were doing it. He'd just fucking play these Bob Seger songs all night and get into it. It's a great fucking time at that house.
Yeah.
We only lived there for 3 months, man. But I swear that was like 6 years of memories in those 3 months. It was just lived so hard and fast.
Yeah, I have times like that.
Yeah, and just people like that were hanging out with just random bums or eating cupcakes or fucking Bob Seger with this big pile of cocaine, just screaming songs all night.
I've had times like that. I've had memory lapses, I think, in my past.
I think he dropped an N-word or so every so often and threw you off. You're like, what the fuck? And one time the bum was there. I don't even know if he's a bum. Maybe I should call him a bum, but this guy was there and he wouldn't even it was just like, he didn't even hear it. Just
bum was a black guy?
Yeah. He just continued eating his cupcake or drinking his Beast Ice or whatever the fuck he was doing. It was fun.
All right, hey, let me
segue.
Here's a question that was posed to me the other day. And I thought about it, and I think you and I will probably come up with the same answer. I'm going towards football now. We got the countdown going. We're less than 2 months away.
Yeah.
A lot less than 2 months
away. It's NFL season, boys. So get ready to listen to us talk about sports a lot more than we usually do.
Because football is really all we hone in on. But All right, so if the fantasy draft is tomorrow, who's your number one pick? Now, I had it down to 3 people with 1 alternate, and I'll bet you, as much as you don't want to say these things, you're reaching for something else. I'm thinking you got to take Derrick Henry, 1 or 2. Dalvin Cook, Nick Chubb, and Jonathan Taylor. Wouldn't you think those are the obvious top 4? Shouldn't they be?
I'm going to look up a list just so I don't miss anybody in my own head just looking at it. But all right, let's go. Your top 3. All right, first let me preface this by saying that I don't want the number 1 pick. I hate the number 1 pick. I hate top 5. I don't like it. I like 7 through 9 is usually my sweet spot. I don't like that choice. For one thing, it seems like the top running back always gets hurt. But
they did last year. Derrick Henry got hurt. Fucking Dalvin Cook got hurt. Christian McCaffrey gets hurt when he coughs.
Yeah. Taylor is your number 1 pretty much consensus guy this year because he was the actual number 1 player last year.
He was.
Very rarely is the number 1 guy number 1 2 years in a row, though. All right? Derrick Henry was the number 1 guy for like 3 years in a row. He finally got hurt last year. He's been a tank his whole career.
Yeah, but over the last 20 years, there's been a lot of number 1 guys who were number 1 for several years. Like, started with LaDainian Tomlinson. He was number 1 for 4 or 5 straight years.
They might be ranked number 1 in the rankings 4, 5, 6 years, but a lot of times they're not actually number 1 in the stats. So that's what you got to worry about is them taking a hit. They still might be the best. And there's exceptions, don't get me wrong.
Well, I mean, everybody always...
But Taylor was only number 1 last year because Henry got hurt. Before Henry got hurt, he was on a record-breaking pace.
But Taylor is a fucking touchdown machine.
Not only that, but now they know what they have in Taylor, where they didn't really know what they had in Taylor the first half of Indianapolis' season, probably. So they weren't scheming to get him the ball.
But now they have a passing quarterback.
Now they're going to run through Taylor, though.
But no one to throw to.
And that's another thing, though. Having a better quarterback opens it up more for Taylor because now they have to respect Matt Ryan. So Taylor number 1, I can't argue it too much, but I can see Henry. But the scary part is, is this the beginning of him
being
hurt the whole time?
Yeah.
I mean, the way he runs, it was always amazing that he was so resilient.
And
How
see,
long
like this
can he
list,
stay that
you look
way?
at this list and you see a lot of fucking wide receivers up there. But the whole point is,
I prefer wide receiver in first round. My draft strategy, and
most people take a running back.
I'm not going to sit here and say
right
I'm great at fucking fantasy football. I just got a gigantic belt behind me, but honestly, that was the first time I've ever won. So I'm not. A lot of times
they take running backs because that's where your touchdowns are.
I've missed the playoffs. I've been playing fantasy football for 20 years. I've missed the playoffs once in all my leagues, and I'm decent at that. And I like to go with wide receivers in the front. You throwing out Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook has been, I was saying this too earlier with a friend, Dalvin Cook is ranked number 9 on this little listing thing, but I've heard him outside of the top round. I've heard him as a second-round guy this year.
I think that's crazy. If he's healthy, he's a machine.
But he's never healthy. So he's got the same thing as McCaffrey, who people have listed number 2. They're just never healthy.
But Dalvin Cook, when he goes out, he's out for 3
them.
or 4 games. McCaffrey's out for the season. That's the difference.
I'm personally staying away from both of them, and both of them could be the best running back in the league. They got the talent.
I don't think McCaffrey's big enough to stay healthy, carrying the ball 40 fucking times.
Eckler, they got number 3. I don't like that in general. Cooper Kupp, if I'm taking a wide receiver first, I'm taking Cooper Kupp, right?
I'm taking Devontae Adams still.
Really? And that new offense where Waller's going to get a lot of looks?
More than Devontae Adams? At least you have a... It's like Matt
no,
and I
not more
Matt
than
and I
him,
were talking
but,
about it. I like Devontae Adams a hell of a lot more when Aaron Rodgers was throwing to him because I don't like Derek Carr. I don't like Derek Carr at all.
Yeah.
But as far as talent goes, he's still the best receiver in the league, in my opinion, talent-wise.
I honestly think Jamar has a back year this year. I think more teams plan against him this year, and he's not going to, he's still going to have a good year, but I don't think he's going to put up the same Chase I'm talking about. He's not going to get the same stats as this year. I actually see Higgins and him being more equal. I probably see Chase still getting more, but last year where you got him as 1,500 yards or whatever, I expect them both to be right around 1,300.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. So Jamar Chase in the first round, I'd take him if it was a late first round pick. I would take Jefferson before I'd take Chase if I'm looking at just running backs. Where do they have Adams? They have him at 16. Now that's way too low.
That's way too
I'd take Cooper Kupp before him, but I'm not taking I'm taking Adams second out of the maybe Jefferson.
You know what pisses me off? Look at that. First of all, look at that list. By looking at it, Nick Chubb at 15, that's way too fucking low. The guy's a monster, and there's no fucking a Kareem Hunt backing him up anymore to get any of his carries. He's going to get everything in fucking...
Yeah, but if they don't have a quarterback, you can now put 8 in a box against him. So he's fucked. There's nothing to threaten to go on the outside.
I think he's too talented to be 15.
I think Chubb, if Watson actually plays, Chubb's going to have a monster year. But if Watson don't play, I think Chubb could be in for a hurting. I really do. What are you afraid of if Watson's not playing? There's nothing that's going to throw to anybody. And really, they don't have many weapons anyways as wide receiver and tight end. Cleveland's very mediocre.
Who is their fucking backup now?
Their backup. They have like 3 people, but I forget all their names.
Well,
so that tells you about them.
Carolina, so he's not there.
Yeah, it's not Baker. Like I said, they have a couple people. I forget who they are. Is it Brissett, maybe?
Oh, it is Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, but Brissett's not. You can put 8 in a box against Brissett. You're fine.
Brissett's got an arm, and he's not going to destroy you. But
just saying, Chubb's a very big question mark in our league. He'll go in the first round. We already know that.
Yeah, Gary Kayser.
Yeah, no matter what, GK is taking him.
I think as much as I like Najee Harris, that's too high for him.
Najee could go either way this year. I could see him being a number 1 this year. Like I could see him getting more yards than anyone else this year, and I could also see him doing about the same as last year.
There's another big surprise. Deebo Samuel at 22.
Because no one knows how they're going to use him.
They can use him any way they want to. He can catch, he can run.
But he doesn't want to run.
Yeah, I know he doesn't.
So do you continue to make him run against his will and probably lose him? Or do you try to save him as a wide receiver that's going to sign with you for multiple years and use him just as the receiver? I don't know.
Another shock there. Tyreek Hill moves all that way down to 24.
How could Tyreek Hill not? I mean, who's he?
You go from Patrick Mahomes to fucking Tua.
Tua can't throw, but
and he can't throw deep.
He can't throw deep. That's what I mean. He's all right, medium thrower, but that's not where Hill shines.
All right.
There's going to be so much speed, though. I don't know. Miami's an intriguing team this year, honestly. There's so much speed at receiver.
All right, so you got the number 1 pick. Who are you taking?
I don't want it. I want to try to trade out.
I would have to take right now. I'm taking Derrick Henry, even though I don't want to.
Yeah.
If I was pinned down with the number 1 pick, I'm taking Derrick Henry.
I'm going to take Taylor because he's younger and more resilient right now, I think. But I don't blame you for taking Henry. I think Henry is the number 2. And a lot of places don't have him number 2. This particular list doesn't. But I don't even know. This was just the first list I saw, so it don't really mean shit. And this is a PPR thing also, so you got to look into that. That's why Cooper Kupp's such a huge one, because he gets so many receptions. So I think Cooper Kupp is a top 5 pick. I really do.
Top 5 receiver pick. I'll give him that, obviously.
No, I think he's a top 5 overall pick. I think that's... I would switch him in... I don't know. Anyway, fuck this list because the people don't even know what we're talking about. But in general, I think Cooper Kupp's the first receiver you take, and I think he's a top 5 pick. I think Adams is also a first-round pick. Jefferson's a first-round pick. And... Jamar Chase is probably a first-round pick, but I tell you, I'm just, as a Bengals guy, I think he's going to take a step back. And
when's the last time you saw Alvin Kamara out of the top 20?
And I hope I'm wrong. Kamara just can't stay healthy.
No, but he's been 3-4 the last 4 or 5 years.
But that's the thing, and that he's getting that same thing McCaffrey got for a few years.
But look at McCaffrey, still up there. He was hurt last year.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. These guys are just hurt way too much for me to take a chance on them in my first-round pick. I want a surefire thing in my first round. That's why I like going towards the back, because I know I can grab one of those receivers that are pretty much a surefire thing. You're going to get points out of them. They're going to be the number 1, number 2 guy. But those running backs, I say Taylor's still young enough and tough enough to be considered solid, but the rest of them make me nervous. All of them. Maybe Najee Harris would be my number 2, as far as trusting him to actually get those yards this year.
Maybe.
But I'm rooting for Derrick Henry. I love Derrick Henry. He's one of my favorite players in the league that's not a Bengal, by far. I love his style. I'm really rooting for him. I'm just scared that he's hitting that wall where he's going to stay hurt. And it sucks, but running backs just don't have long careers these days, man. Those knees can't hold up to those giant fucking monsters that they have to go against.
That's a fact. All right, well, like I said, even though that list didn't show it, if you're talking running backs, I think those 3 that I named, I had Najee Harris 5, 6, somewhere around there as far as running backs go. Either way, Bengals are going to the Super Bowl. I know it. Fuck you, Theo.
The Bengals are going to the Super Bowl.
Fuck you, Theo, for saying the Bengals won't go to the... You know what he said, this motherfucker? This cocksucker, cirrhosis of the liver motherfucker. But you know how lucky the Bengals got to get there? You know how long it's going to be before they go again? Fuck you. Fuck you. We went, and we shouldn't have. We've made our team better since then, a lot better with that offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
To me, there's nothing stopping us.
I think if they stay healthy, they're one of the best teams in the league.
I agree.
I think, and I don't know, man. We did beat Kansas City back to back, and I think Kansas City's weaker without Hill. The Bills,
they're definitely weaker.
The
without
Bills,
Hill.
but they're still having Mahomes, so I'm still scared of them a little bit. And the Bills scare me, but outside of that, I can't see anyone in the AFC. I just can't see it.
There's a few teams. There's a lot of teams in the AFC that beefed up.
Not enough.
Well, not enough, but
the Chargers maybe start getting better.
The fucking Broncos.
Broncos are going to be all right. I think Wilson's past his prime. I think he's still good, but I don't think he's Wilson.
I don't think the Seahawks are going to suck.
How could they not? Who's their quarterback? Drew Lock?
They're going
to suck.
I don't think they're going to suck.
Really? Well,
No.
Denver didn't suck with Drew Lock.
No, they didn't.
They weren't good, but they didn't
And he
suck.
got hurt too.
But Denver had a hell of a defense. Seattle's not built.
Denver's got a ridiculous defense.
That's what I mean. Denver's a talented team outside of the quarterback, and now they got a good quarterback, so I mean, they're going to be better, obviously. The Raiders are so stocked talent-wise, I just don't believe in them.
I'm telling you right off a jump, that kid from Michigan is going to go fucking bonkers. That defensive end from Michigan should have been the first one, but he was the second.
Oh, Hutchinson?
Hutchinson.
I don't think he is.
I do.
I think he's overrated.
I think he's talented.
I mean, he's definitely talented. I just don't think he's. I think he's like Justin Smith talented. Like he wasn't. He was a badass in college, and then he got to the NFL, and he was just good.
He was a badass at Michigan.
So
he's not a badass at like fucking Trey Lance at North Dakota State.
Yeah, but the Big Ten's not what it used to be.
No, it's not what it used to be, but his strength of schedule is still pretty fucking harsh.
Getting better. They just added, USC and UCLA, which is fucking retarded, and I hate it, but
it takes him out of my Pac-10. Well, I'll always call it Pac-10, even though it's 12 now. I'll always call it Pac-10.
Pac-10 sucks now.
I know.
You got the Oregon teams. That's about it. Arizona State. That's it. Literally, and they're not that great. They're always mediocre. There may be like a top 15 to 25
Well,
team.
you can also, if you get lucky, you can get a good Washington team. If you get lucky.
Yeah, okay.
Not Washington State, but you can get a good Washington
and
team.
even then, you're looking at a 15 to 25 team. Top 15. Those are not top 10 programs.
Oh, no.
They're barely
Absolutely
ever
not.
top 10 programs. Oregon has a chance every once in a while. Oregon State every so often. But the other ones, not really.
Well, you got Stanford.
UCLA and
SC were the.
But then again, those teams haven't been what they used to be.
No,
especially SC. SC hasn't had a dominant. I mean, they were the shit back in the day. When they had Palmer and they had Reggie Bush and they went through that period. USC was built.
Of course, Marcus Allen back in the day.
Of course, they were cheating and shit. They get all those players, and that's why Carroll had to go on to the NFL. But either way, they were the shit.
They were a good team. Back the whole time I was growing up in high school and college. SC, UCLA were always top 10 teams.
Yeah.
And then if you got lucky, either Arizona or Arizona State. Back then, Washington teams were much stronger than the Oregon teams. The Oregon teams were shit back then.
I imagine they're going to, and it does ruin the Rose Bowl. That was the whole point, was those leagues playing each other.
It was. It was Big Ten versus Pac-10.
Yeah.
Always. That was the Rose Bowl.
It ruins the Rose Bowl, which is kind of disappointing. But I'm not a Big Ten guy, so I never really cared that much about the Rose Bowl. But still, tradition's tradition in football, and I kind of like it.
Back then, when I was working at the Fiesta Bowl,
I
was working at the Fiesta Bowl, and we were picking up luggage and equipment and driving it back and forth from the airport to the hotel. So it was kind of a cool gig because we always ended up with souvenirs. Mm-hmm. And when you knew it was Miami or Penn State coming through there, you know what I'm saying? You had good teams coming through. Mm-hmm. You're going to steal a jersey. You're not going to, you don't have to steal a shit jersey. You got to. We had a Kurt Warner come through there. We had a fucking Marcus Allen come through there. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of cool jerseys to pick from. Big Ten was the shit back then.
Yeah, it was a lot bigger back then, but I don't know. It seems to be SEC against everyone.
Yeah, right now it is.
I mean, that's the league to watch to me. That's the most fun. Even though it does bother me, I was at the fucking BMV yesterday, and there's Cincinnati stuff decorated everywhere, and then they had a big Alabama football thing right in the middle. Like, wait a minute. Alabama football on this Ohio spot is taking precedent up here? What the fuck? And I almost said something, but then I didn't.
Maybe, like, the manager is a Bama fan.
I don't give a fuck. Don't hang it up on my Cincinnati shop. It's just rude.
It's kind of more his shop than yours.
No, he works there. I pay the taxes.
You can do it through the mail.
I couldn't do this particular thing through anything but.
Oh, you couldn't?
No.
All right.
It wasn't for me. It was for Anton.
So last week's podcast was fun. If you guys haven't watched it yet, make sure you do. And if you're ever going to watch one on YouTube now, this was a good one.
I do agree. I thought last week's podcast, both of them were fun. I came back from vacation. The next day, I got shit canned with my buddies, did the Paducah hookah thing. And then a couple days later, got shit canned again with my other buddies. And just did a podcast. I got on my own fucking nerves the whole time I'm listening to it, though. I'm so loud in that.
Get on my nerves.
I'm so loud, and I've said certain things over and over again that just drive me crazy when I listen to my own podcast. I'm hypercritical. I don't know how you are when you listen back, but I pick up on all my ticks, and it gets on my fucking nerves.
I listen for my jokes that bomb.
How can you tell if they bomb or not? By
they
my
bomb
reaction?
to me.
Okay, I was going to say.
Because you know me, I laugh at my own jokes more than anybody does.
Yeah, that's weird, but...
And if I think something's funny, I automatically get the assumption that most people, at least the people that I want to find it funny, will. Mm-hmm. And if I say something and go, God, that wasn't funny, I go, they're not going to think it's funny either. And I kind of get on myself.
There's definitely times where we're doing this thing and I'm doing some kind of control operation up here or getting ready for a segment and you're probably saying a joke and then you laugh and I just don't even hear it. So it's not like I thought your joke sucked. It's just like I'm trying to do two things at once kind of thing.
But maybe
so you can't trust my reactions.
To the jokes.
I try most of the time, but sometimes I'm doing other shit. I'm not talking about your joke of the week. I'm talking about your other shit.
Oh, okay. Just some of the shit that I say.
Just random stuff said throughout the podcast.
I think it's almost time to get my buddy Bob Rocky on again. He's had a lot of stuff going on lately. He's been doing a lot of shows.
Oh, yeah. Of course. Bob's welcome anytime.
What's that one guy's name that was on YouTube and he was on Facebook, and you said he's one of my funniest right now. That guy was fucking hysterical. I don't remember his name. The guy was talking about.
I don't even know what we're talking about. Stand-up comedy?
Yeah, he's talking about abortion being women's choice, and then when he gets to heaven, God says, "You guys really."
Oh, Andrew Schultz.
Yeah, funny guy.
Andrew Schultz is great. He's like I'm a podcast listener, have been forever. I got into it probably about the same time Joe Rogan started doing his podcast, his very first ones. And I listened to him for a long time, and that led me to other podcasts. I don't really listen to Rogan much anymore, but I listen to other podcasts. And I'll go through periods where I'll listen to a certain one more than others, because I only have so much time in a day.
Yeah.
So I'm only listening to maybe 4 or 5 a week total. So I have to leave off some of my, even the ones that I like. Like, I barely ever listen to Bill Burr's podcast. Not that I think it's bad. It's just I only got so much time in a day, and I pretty much got his point of view on everything at this point over the years.
Yeah, but it's funny every time.
It's funny, of course, but but right now I am going through the Andrew Schultz phase where for the last year I haven't missed one of his podcasts each week.
What are they called?
Flagrant 2. Just Schultz podcast. If you just look up Andrew Schultz, you'll find it. He has another one with
his stand-up's funny.
He's funny as fuck.
Yeah, I looked at his YouTube
super
videos
funny.
on him. He's funny.
He has a Netflix, but it's not a stand-up. It's like it's a stand-up, but he's sitting down the whole time. It's just him in studio. It was during the virus, and it's like Bill Maher has the shit up in the corner as he's saying jokes and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like that, but it's an hour long, and it's fucking hilarious. And there's so many jokes that are packed in, not just with his jokes, but with the the little pictures and everything that. It moves super fast. He's just like he's one of those New York comics that just joke after joke after joke after. They're not much for like big long premises. They're just fucking funny.
Yeah, just sit there.
And that's
laugh
the way it
whole
was.
time.
But his stand-up's a little bit different. He does a lot of crowd work, which I typically don't like. But he's so fast on the cuff and funny about it, and not like
his delivery's awesome,
and not just like typical humor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he takes risk. I love his new stand-up special that's an advertisement for. I forget what the streaming service was, but he signed on to do a streaming service. Right? It's going to release it through this. I don't remember. I don't think it was Netflix. It was another one, but they outbid Netflix. He was going to do it through
like
this.
Hulu or Pluto, one of those.
I think Netflix didn't want it already because of just they're trying to avoid real controversial shit. I think Chappelle and all the backlash they got for that, they're just trying to keep it safe right now. And for the most part, your Seguras and your Bill Burrs, they're edgy without being too edgy. You know what I mean? And Schultz will sometimes
Jim Norton's, all that shit.
Yeah, Schultz will sometimes cross that line and go a little bit further.
You can still see a lot of Jimmy Carr on Netflix, and he's as gross as any out there.
Yeah, but his British humor, it's weird.
Yeah, but
I'm not into him. I'm just not. I just don't like it.
I just like the insults. I think he's fucking. I like the shock value of Jimmy Carr. He says shit that I can't think of any other comedians that would have the balls to say it. You know what I mean? He goes after fucking everybody. I don't think his delivery's great. I don't even think most of his jokes are great. But when he gets one of those zingers out there. Mm-hmm. Fuck, you really said that. You know what I mean? I mean, he'll go after fucking Uvalde. He's that guy.
Yeah, which I respect that kind of humor. I just don't. I don't know. There's something about him that bothers me. Anyway, Schultz had it through a streamer. They gave him some notes, didn't want him to do a few jokes, and he's just like, no, I'm not taking anything out, and ended up buying back, paying them back all their money and just buying back his special. And,
Really?
And is releasing it on his own, and that's what he's doing the advertisement for. So you can go to his actually website and download his special. I don't know how much he's charging for it. Louis C.K. did that a few years back. And Louis did it for like $5. I think his is a little bit more. We got inflation. He's probably charging like 15 or whatever. But I do respect it.
I'm not taking my shit out.
And a lot of he has a lot of stuff on YouTube because forever that's what he would do. I think he said he released a bit a week for like 2 years on YouTube or some shit.
Oh, really?
Because that was how he started getting popular.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't trying to do a special. He would just release them on YouTube. Dude's kind of a marketing genius with that kind of shit too. But he's fucking good. Yeah.
Yeah, he's real good.
There's a lot of good comics right now. There really is. So many good stand-up comics.
There are. I still tend to migrate back to my favorite ones, the Burr, the Segura, the Australian dude, Jim Jeffries. Fucking love him.
Nah, there's so much more right now. And theirs are awesome, too. Bill Burr's new special came out. I haven't actually watched it, though. I watched
you will October 1st.
Nah, he won't be doing that.
You don't think?
No.
In 3 months?
No, we're gonna get a. The way comics usually work, especially those kind of comics, is once you release that special, you never do that material again until the special show. Well, yeah, like you can record it and then keep on doing that material, but working on a little bit of new stuff too. And then once
it goes public,
you don't tell those jokes live. Like that's not what you do. And Bill Burr or any of those comics, when they're on tour right after that, you're gonna get kind of a sloppy show to a certain extent. Now they're fucking pros, so it's still going to be good.
Yeah.
And they're going to use like jokes that they cut out from other specials and stuff that you've never heard. They'll reuse those as they build new material and stuff like that. But you won't get the best time to see a comic is right before he shoots a special. Because that's when he's got all of his material, he's got it all worked up, and he's trying to hone it in. That's the way I see Bill Burr. I think, did me and you go together last Bill Burr?
No, we went to
Segura. It was Segura. That's what it was. We seen Segura right before he shot a special, and it was the exact
hilarious.
same thing as the special, and it was fucking great.
And then we saw Bert Kreischer.
I think that was the same thing. It was right before he shot his special because we seen the exact same show.
He still makes me laugh.
He's better live than he is on film.
Is. And he comes out, takes the shirt off, and just kind of goes.
Yeah, I don't care about the shirt one way or the other, but he's funny.
I think it's funny.
I just think he's funny.
I think every stand-up he takes his shirt off, doesn't he?
He has to.
That's his thing.
They yell at him if not. Like it's like a trap. He's all mad about it all the time. He bitches.
Oh, does he bitch about it?
Yeah, I listen to his. That's another one I haven't missed in years. Is Two Bears.
One Cave.
Yeah, Two Bears, One Cave with him and Segura. I listen to that every week.
I love Segura.
Unless a lot of times those guys are out on tour, so they might have like some guest in. I don't care about the guest. I don't listen. But otherwise, I listen to that one every week. And Schultz. So.
Well, it's about time for Chappelle to pop a new one out.
Listen to what I say. He put out some kind of speech or some shit like that like a month ago.
A speech?
It's on Netflix. It's like, I mean, it's a good speech, I guess, but who gives a shit? You know what I mean?
It's not funny.
There's like a couple laughs, but it's not meant to be funny. It's some kind of acceptance speech for some kind of thing that he got. They put it up on Netflix. I think he's just trying to get out of his contract with Netflix, honestly.
Do you?
Yeah, because you give him that, and you give him like a 25-minute thing some other time. You only owe him 5. Then after that, then you're free and you can do whatever you want.
Well, that's true. Netflix is 5. It's always been 5, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think Chappelle plans on disappearing again for a little while. That's kind of always his move.
How far is his house from here? About 2 hours?
Yellow Springs, about an hour and a half.
Is that all?
Yeah, if that. It's kind of in between Dayton, Columbus, and Cincinnati. Kind of if you were to draw a triangle between all three of those, it was right there, but it's closer to Dayton than anything else. But it's not that far from us.
I'm surprised you don't see him around town more.
Why would he?
Well, I mean, if you're just at home and you want to go out, you want to do something, you're going to go to the closest big city.
I think he goes to Dayton.
Does he?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what he needs to do. When you're rich like that, you don't need to do anything because everything can come to you.
Well, yeah, but you sometimes still want to go to dinner. You want to go to a show. You want to do something.
Well, Yellow Springs has shit like that, though.
Oh, does it? I thought it was
they seem a lot
farming
like that.
town.
No, well, it is, but it's kind of the hippie town of Ohio. It's like our version of Asheville or some shit like that. You know what I mean? It's not big time, but like they have big hippie fest there. There's stuff. They're known for having a couple good restaurants, shit like that. Artisan craft kind of shit, artwork, stuff like that.
Coming up in about 2 weeks, I might add, is the Juggalo Convention coming up in Northern Ohio.
The convention or the gathering of the Juggalos?
The gathering of the Juggalos.
Hell yeah,
That's coming up in Ohio in, I think it's August 15th or something, within a month.
Uh-huh.
I'd really like to pop my head in there just to see it, but I think you might get killed.
I don't disagree. It's one of those things I wish I could drive around the Pope Mobile and watch.
Yeah, like where they can't get to you. Because, all they do is preach, we're a family. Well, if I go there and try to blend in, am I not family too?
No, they'll leave you alone. They ain't going to be mean to you or anything. You got to be too close. I just don't want to be that close to this guys.
Drug bridge.
I don't know if they all have drug bridges. That was an old documentary. Maybe it's changed.
Maybe fuck a pregnant girl. Who knows?
But here's the thing: is they're less popular than they were then. That they are now. So
now you got the crazy diehards.
That's what I mean. So the people that are there, they're not there for just a giggle. Like they're there because they really believe.
Yeah, it's like a 2-day Screwdriver concert.
Yeah, the Juggalo is an actual way of life.
It is.
Well, for them, because
as a pregnant girl, there's no one I'd rather have raising my baby than these people here.
Shaggy 2-Dope does a podcast and videos and stuff all the time. He's funny.
He's a juggalo?
He's the juggalo. He's an ICP.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Violent J and Shaggy 2-Dope. But Shaggy 2-Dope.
Shaggy 2-Dope.
Shaggy 2-Dope's hilarious, but I almost feel sorry for him because he always has to have the makeup on. You're no matter what, he's hanging out at the pool.
Even Kiss took it off. You know what I mean?
He's
Kiss
hanging out at the pool with his makeup on. He's always has the makeup on. It's cracks me the fuck up.
The juggalos say that's a way of life, man.
Well, I don't think his cohort does that. I don't think Violent J does that, but I don't think Violent J lives much of a life outside of just being on stage.
Don't you think that Violent J looks at the juggalos and goes, "These people are fucking nuts. Did we really want them to be this?"
I think he's just happy they're paying for all of his diabetes surgeries. He's
paying for everything. I mean, they're whatever money they got.
Dude, they got huge there for a little while. They were on wrestling. Remember they were on wrestling? They were on WCW. By the way, wrestling, big news. Vincent K. McMahon retires yesterday.
Didn't he turn it over to Stephanie?
Yeah, she's now her and this guy named Nick Khan, I believe, or some shit like that. Some Indian dude that just started working there the last couple years is more of a TV executive kind of guy. They're co-CEOs. Okay. So I imagine he's going to run the finances and she's going to run the wrestling.
Well, you don't think that Vince is going to run it from his house and just tell Stephanie what to do?
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I know Triple H.
If his checks start getting smaller, they will.
Triple H actually is back to his position. He wasn't there for a long time. He had stepped back.
Is his name still Hunter? Is it really Hunter Hemsley, or is that not?
No, his name's Paul Leviscus or Leviscus. I can't say I can't say anyone's name. You know how that works.
Yeah.
But it's Paul something, and that's what he goes by. Whenever you hear wrestlers talk about Paul, that's who they're talking about.
Oh, is that?
Yeah,
because the big guy was Paul too.
Who? Oh yeah, you're right. The Big Show.
Yeah, he was Paul something.
Yeah, his name's Paul something too. Paul Wright, maybe. Some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, Big Show was Paul.
Names.
Yeah.
Hey, you got one of those things?
Yeah.
Of course you do. Why wouldn't you?
Would you rather?
Would you rather? All right, it's funny because Nate and I, my 9-year-old, for some reason now he's picked up on Would You Rathers, and he likes to throw them at me. He likes kid ones.
Kane got into it for a little bit.
Yeah, but he had a couple gross ones. Did he eating poop or stuff like that?
That's his life.
Is it eating poop? Well, Nate tells, kid ones. And sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're not. So I took a kid one that he had, and I kind of blended it and put my own little adult spin on it.
And you added a homeless fella?
No, there's no homeless fella in this one.
Good.
Yeah, I'm back to the fat girl.
Oh, fatties.
Yeah. Because I saw a picture the other day that a buddy of mine sent me that said...
you got bad friends that are seeing pictures of fat chicks.
No, she's not. This one wasn't a fat chick. He said, this guy from Arizona, he said, "Hey, this is who I'm fucking right now. What do you think?" He said this. Sent me a picture of her.
Dude.
Butt-ass naked, legs spread.
What an asshole.
Her pussy was so fucking hairy. And he said, "I'm kind of into this right now." It was hairy down the lips. It was a 70s bush. It was gross. And he said, he fucked her. She's one of those natural girls. The only thing she shaves is her armpits. She doesn't shave her legs. It's got hairy legs and a hairy pussy. I didn't see her face. Mm-hmm. I saw his ass because he was getting ready to mount it. But it was the hairiest thing in the world. And I hate real hairy. I like to strip. You know me. I like to strip. So here's the thing. Would you rather go down on a big, hairy pussy with hair down the lips, hair popping out of the ass crack. You know, the kind where you got to move the hair around to get to it. Okay, would you rather go down on a big, hairy pussy or go down on a bald, fat pussy? Got to do one.
So a hot pussy, or a,
One's an average girl.
okay, I was
with
going to say,
with an afro.
is she really good looking, or is she what?
Average, just a typical girl.
just not a big fatty bin batty.
Yeah, just not an average girl.
But she has an average.
But she's got a big, thick, hairy pussy with hairy legs.
What kind of fat are we talking? Are we talking like a pretty face, but just too fat? Or are we talking like, gravy legs?
Yeah, that's what we're talking.
Gravy legs.
Bigger.
Bigger than gravy legs?
Yeah, bigger. We're talking...
hairy pussy.
You go with
Hairy
the hairy
pussy.
one?
Wait a second there. First off, hairy pussy's my answer. All right, well, now let's... How the fuck does that compare to your son's at all? Outside of it being a would you rather, how could it have any comparison to a child's one? Well,
Because his would you rather to me was, would you rather be really fat or would you rather be really hairy? That was his to me.
okay. Now I see it. I had to make that connection.
No, he
because the
said,
whole
Dad,
time,
would you rather be giant and fat or would you rather be really hairy with thick hair everywhere? That was his would you rather. So I put a twist on it and made it to pussy.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if those correlate, but
Hair and fat is where, that's all I stole from it.
I'm going hair both ways.
Are you?
Yeah, I'd rather have big hairy arms than I
But
would
the
have.
bald one, even though she's fat, it's bald, it's smooth. There's not going to be any shit caught up in the hair, lint.
First off, I probably have to fucking do two double hammer fists to the thighs and spread to even get to it. You know,
Yeah,
these
you
thighs, and then when I let loose, so now I'm like this the whole time eating some bald pussy, and all I can are fucking foompas resting on my head.
It
So
is,
it's
too.
literally like you're in a fat cave at this point, just eating pussy.
And you got a good 90% chance of a little odor coming out of there.
yeah, there might be some cheese.
A little sweaty.
There might be some cheese going on there.
You're
you
going
know?
with the hairy.
Yeah, you peel
But
that.
there's hair in the butt crack. There's hair on the side of the thighs. You're eating an afro, dude. It's like you're licking the top of Michael Jackson's head.
now.
There's a pussy in it.
Currently?
No, 70s. I want you back.
I was
ABC
gonna
Michael
say,
Jackson.
I think his hair might have fell out by now underground. I don't know. I'd rather lick his.
Sick fuck.
Yeah, I'd lick his head right now.
You going with the hairy?
Yeah, I'm going hairy, man.
Are you?
It is what it is. There, hair don't bother me that much. I'm not into it, but it doesn't.
This ain't a little hair. It's a lot of fucking hair.
Foompa cave. Remember the thighs smashing my face and the foompa resting on my head. I literally.
She's laying
Fupa
all
cave.
the way on her back. Maybe nothing be resting on your head. Maybe she just bathed.
That don't
just-
matter. Could you
she's
even
just-
get everywhere?
She's just big.
Sometimes I don't get everywhere. Does she get everywhere? You know?
That's a really good point. All right, I'm going with hairy too.
Yeah. See,
Because I don't mind hair, but
I love when you question me about it and then go
a
with the
lot
same
of
one.
Well, I try to make logic out of both sides.
No, I understand. You got to fight for both issues.
But a lot of shit can get caught up in hair, including sweat and stink, pee.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff gets caught in hair.
And a lot of sweat and piss and stink could just be chilling on the other one.
Poop.
Just
'Cause
chilling.
she's got hair in her butt too.
No,
You can be smelling poop.
she's a
and
good.
pee.
She's a good wiper. She does. You know, those natural girls are good wipers. At least they know the.
Half those natural girls don't use deodorant. They're stinky. They're hippies.
Yeah, they do. The deodorant just costs like $19. It's ridiculous. Believe me, I buy the deodorant. me and my wife got a fight about that like a couple weeks ago because she went and grabbed some deodorant and it was $13 for a stick of deodorant that was this big. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? We're paying $13 for deodorant because it says sea salt and lime shit or something on it. You know what I mean? Like, nah. That's way too
Men and
much.
Speed Stick, $2.99.
Yes. It's fine, right?
To me.
Rub some aluminum
Well, what's that
in your
expensive
armpit.
soap you use? It said that burns.
Yeah, that's not
What's it called? Dr.
Bruner.
Dr. Bruner.
Yeah, I still stick to that. I don't use that every day. I'm an Irish Spring guy every day, but I give myself a treat once a week and get that pee hole tingling with the Dr. Bruner. All right, usually on my off day. Usually that's a Monday shower. Ooh, you know what I mean?
Oh, your off day.
Yeah, my off day. But those, that shit's like $13 or something like that. But it's a big tub, and you can use it for everything. You can use it as shampoo. You can use it as this.
You can.
There's like 10 different things on the back. You can use it as laundry detergent. You can use it as it's fucking whatever. It's just magic fucking soap.
I might have to try it. Where do you buy it?
Anywhere.
Kroger?
Kroger has it. Kroger even has a generic brand of it, but it's not the same. Well, not that it's not the same, but you got to get the shit that gives you the burn. What the fuck is it?
Mentholatum?
Something of that nature. Yeah.
Eucalyptus.
The peppermint. Oh no, it's peppermint. You got to get the peppermint hemp oil one. That's the one.
All right. Well, that's cool.
Make your ding-a-ling ting-a-ling.
All right. I got to hit the joke of the week thing because I got a pretty funny one, I think.
Joke of the week.
Well, I wrote myself a couple notes on jokes, but I've got two.
All right.
Okay, because they're kind of cheesy. They're not dad jokes, but they're funny to me. And I couldn't decide which one to tell. Going back and forth with my buddy, he told me both of these. And of course I heard them, but I think they're funny. There's a mission, like a Catholic mission where, everybody with infirmities and everybody comes and they're taken care of by the nuns and the priests, okay? And there's these two priests, or these two nuns, and the Mother Superior says to these two nuns, hey, I need you guys to go in and paint your bedroom, okay? But whatever you do, don't get any paint on your habit, okay? But I need you to paint the bedroom today. So the two nuns go in there and like, how are we not going to get any paint on? And the one says, well, I'll tell you what, let's just knock the door and take our clothes off. That way we know we won't get any paint on it. We won't get in trouble. So they're in there butt naked, these two nuns, painting the wall. So there's a knock on the door. And the one nun says, who is it? And the guy says, it's the blind man. He says, well, go ahead and let him in. He's blind. He won't see anything. So they open up the door and he walks in and he goes, hey, sister, nice tits. Where do you want me to hang these blinds?
Oh, shit. You're hilarious.
That's fucking funny.
That is a good joke.
Nice tits. Where do you want me to hang the blinds?
The whole punchline is nice tits.
Where do you want me to hang these blinds?
Why not? Because they thought he was blind and he's selling blinds, but the whole punchline is just nice tits.
All right, I got another nun joke that
All right,
I'm going to
go
pop out real quick. These four nuns are driving from their church to a
non-blonde nuns
to a Catholic convention, and their car flips over and they all die. So they're up in heaven in front of St. Peter there. You've heard a lot of St. Peter up in heaven jokes. And St. Peter says, Sister Margaret, I need you first. And she walks up and he says, I need to know, you're a nun, you vow celibacy. Have you ever touched a penis before? And the nun says, well, I must admit, one time I did put 2 fingers on the end of one. I did. I was tempted. And he says, well, that's okay. I need you to go over here and wash those fingers really good with the holy water, but I'll still let you in. So, Sister Teresa, I need you next. Have you ever touched a penis? She said, well, I got to admit, St. Peter, one time I wrapped my hand around it. And he said, well, that's okay. That's not that big of a deal. I need you to go over to the holy water and wash that hand really good before you go in, but I'll let you in. Says Sister Catherine, come up here, and all of a sudden Sister Catherine gets pushed out of the way, and Sister Mary comes up instead, and he said, "What are you pushing her out of the way for?" She said, "I'm sorry, St. Peter. If I'm gonna have to gargle with that water, I definitely want to do before she puts it in her ass."
Oh, shit. Guys, if you never watch us, you should watch us every once in a while. If nothing else, just for the Chris's laugh cam here after he tells his own jokes and how much he laughs at it. I love it.
If I'm going to gargle that, I want to do it before she shoves it in her ass. Come on, that's funny. Nice tits, sister. Where do you want me to hang the blinds? Those are funny jokes. I'm not going to apologize for them. And I've never told either one of those on this show.
Probably not. When you first started getting into the nuns going to heaven, I was thinking, ooh, this sounds familiar, but then you took a right turn, and I didn't see it coming for once.
Right turn.
Hey, do you got a fuck you or what?
This week, actually, no, I don't have a fuck you.
I don't either. I was trying to think of one just now.
I wasted one on the Bare Naked Ladies the other day for canceling the concert.
Yeah, you've only had a couple days in between. You haven't developed a fuck you since the last time. I don't even know if I did a fuck you on the last episode, but I don't have anybody.
This week, nobody besides the Bare Naked Ladies have pissed me off. I've had a pretty good week.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. I'm sure there's been plenty of assholes and fuck yous that we should have threw out. But
next week, what I want to do is pull out the old death pools and see if and revisit the scores.
We can revisit, but I'm pretty sure there's no new scores.
No.
But yeah, we will give the halfway update next week. Will we have a guest? Who fucking knows? We'll let you know. We'll never let you know. We'll just show up, and if there's someone sitting here, fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
If there's not, fucking deal with it.
And write in. Fucking deal with it.
And if you write in, you got a lot more input on the show in general.
You do.
I mean, you basically, if you write an email, you're contributing a whole segment. Really is a whole segment. We usually go about 10, 15 minutes per email. So you're contributing a lot to the show. And we're looking for you to be producers of the show.
And while you're at it,
we give you all credit, unless you want none, and then we give you none.
We'll give you what you want. But also, this contest that we're going to do with Scott Van Pelt, maybe come up with a punishment. We're talking about dyeing our beards. If you think there's a better one that you know of, let us know.
Yeah, that's doable. I'm not doing some stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes or no.
I'm not saying either way or anything like that.
Oh, that's. I mean, come on. If someone puts that
how about this? Loser has to take their shoes off and the other one pees on their feet.
Ooh, no.
That'd be it.
Yeah, I don't want
Make you want to win, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but no. No. I get peed on.
All right, guys, that was episode 135.
Until next time.
Fuck off.
You can kindly fuck off now. Please subscribe and share. Well, you can kindly fuck off now. Subscribe and share. Fuck off. Fuck off.